Evening everyone. Well, it's evening for me anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make another blank. Well, actually I'm going to make another 2 blanks. The other ones that I did turned out pretty well, so I'm going to do a few more of these. And then once we've done the blanks and made the blanks, I'll get the video up and then we'll see what we can make out of them. I think that might be quite a good idea for, a little bit. So, this is what we've got so far. So, I picked up a bit of burr wood this time. Got this on the on eBay, and I've chopped it up, and it sort of slots quite nicely in this pot. Now, I got these round pots as well, which I thought might be quite useful to make it into a round blank again. And they're these ones here with the lids on. Again, I got these from eBay. I'll put the links for you. I think there's some eBay. Yeah. If not, then the link will be there anyway. So it's a good sized pot, this one, and you can make a really good sort of decent sized blank out of that. So you can see there, and obviously it's round as well again, so it's perfect for what we want it for. So that's going to go in there, and then I've got this other one here which we haven't done. This is going to be like a bit of a taller pot, and again I've got another bit of burr wood, which again I got off of eBay, and I'm going to I've chopped that up into a little shape to sort of just slot into here as well, like that. Quite nice. Not too sure whether or not you're supposed to take this bit off, the kind of bark bit. I don't know. I'm going to leave it on there because I'm going to have a little bit of an effect on this one. I got an idea using these. These are little pencil blanks, and I've just chopped them up in the bandsaw, made them into little squares. And what I thought I'd do is I'd try to incorporate these into one of these blanks. Not sure which one yet. Right, so we want to try and incorporate these little pen blanks in here. But what I want to try and do is I want to be able to see through the blank, so you can see these. So I'm going to mix up some resin, but I'm going to try and use a tiny bit so it's weak mixture, so it's translucent, so you can sort of just see through it. I need to pick a colour as well. So again, got quite a few colours in my pot, and these are just powders, pigment powders that you can mix up with resin, as you've seen before on my other blanks if you've watched those. So I'm just going to try and pick a colour and mix something up. I'm not too sure which one to go with. One we haven't gone with before, I suppose. Well, I'm going to try a bit of a weak mixture of gold and see how that works. First, we're going to start with this one and with this burr. So I'm just going to mix up some resin. I'm going to try and pick 3 colours again, and I'm going to try and go with a different mixture kind of colour than I did before. So I've got my gloves on. It's always important to wear some gloves, and also when you're mixing this stuff up, it's probably best to wear a little mask as well, because this sort of powder, just sort of like when you open it up, it does go into the air, and you don't want to be breathing any of that in really. So I'll do that once I'm mixing it up. So I think we're going to go for a bit of gold and a bit of green. I'm not too sure what that colour is, but kind of a reddy kind of pinky colour, would you say? I don't know. So maybe these 3. So we've got a bit of the green, bit of like reddy gold, well, pinky sort of colour, and then a bit of gold as well. I think that might look quite nice. Right, I'm going to mix some of this up now. Right, so there's our three colours, but looking at it, we're definitely going to need a lot more than that. So I'm just going to mix up a bit more and fill the cups up a bit more. Right, there we go. So filled them up a little bit more, got the burr ready, got our blank pot ready. Just need to oil that up. Now, as I said before, what I use is sunflower oil, like cooking oil. That seems to work perfectly for me. You've seen the last two, they came out fairly easily. So we'll just oil that up so before we start pouring this in. There's my resin, part B and part A. I got this again from eBay and I'll put the links up for you as well. So let's see how we get on with this one. Right, so I've just put some of this in there, sunflower oil, and that's oh god, right, and that's just everywhere. I've just smothered that inside there. Right, so we're going to put the blank in, put it over to, we'll get it over there somewhere. Now just a little bit of a stir on each of these. They look very nice colours actually. And then I'll just start pouring in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up some of these together, like I've seen this done before, like this. Just put that down there when I get the green one. It's moved a little bit, but there we go. Wipe off any mess you've made. If you're like me, I'm pretty messy. I try not to be, but I do tend to have a few spills. Right, so there we go. So as you can see, a bit of colour in there. Now what you can do if you want to is say you can try to mix it up a little bit more by sort of just poking a stick around and giving it a bit more of a mix. Not too much, otherwise you'll just have one soppy big colour, but just a little bit of a mix, just so you sort of move the colours around a bit, that's all. So that blank is ready, and again what I'll do is I will tape this off as well, again, so that because the wood does tend to rise when you're putting in resin. So all I'll do is I'll probably just put a piece of wood on top, or I'll just tape this up like this. Actually, if I just tape it up actually, like that would be fine. Just so that the blank can't raise up, because otherwise you'll come back to it after you set it and it will be up here somewhere. And that won't be any good to anyone. There we go, so that shouldn't go anywhere. So we set that one up, and that's quite a nice size blank, that is. You can already see the colours in here. You can't really see too much this side, a bit more red, but I still think that's going to create quite a nice blank. Right, there we go. As you can see, that should turn out quite nice. So we get this in the pressure pot. But before we do that, I'm going to knock up another blank. And I've got a little bit of an idea of this one. I'm not too sure if this is going to work at all, but I'm just going to give it a go. And I'll show you now what I'm going to do. So we're going to put 2 in here tonight. and we'll have a look at how these turn out tomorrow. So I'm going to knock up some more resin quick, and just a small amount. I'm just going to use this little blank, this little pot here. So the idea with this one is I'm going to keep this all clear, and I'm going to use these that I cut up earlier on, and some wood as well. So we're going to put this blank in here. Oh, let's get that out of there. Now again, I don't know how this is going to work, if at all. And this would be a good test for the pressure pot as well, because you know, the pressure pot is supposed to get all the bubbles out. Now, even if there were a few bubbles in the other one that I've done, you're not going to really see too much because it's all colours. Whereas this one's completely clear, because you're going to be able to see this. So let's just test this now. So I'm going to put a few of these on the bottom. Right, so I'm going to put a bit of resin in. And then I'm going to put a few more of these things in. A bit more resin. So I have no idea if this is going to look any good or not, but we shall see. Right, there we go. So the idea is that we'll see through all of that, and then we'll just have a bit of wood shining through this side. But the perfect scenario is this comes out without any bubbles. That's the perfect scenario. So we need to make sure that that this sets really well. Right, so that will hold that down in the pressure pot. Shouldn't come up, that won't go up. So we're going to put these now in the pressure pot, and we'll see what happens with them in the morning. So there they are now, if you have a look at those. So this one's quite a large blank, and that should come out quite nice, I think, with the burr in it. And then we've got another little burr mixed up with all of these well, little pen blanks that I cut up. So I cut all those pen blanks up. Just to give you a bit more information, I bought these. These are disposable. These are disposable mixing cups. I'll put the link for these down there as well, so you can see where I bought these. But you can buy these type of cups all over the place, really. But then again, they're not the kind of like the cheap ones. But you could use those. These are a bit more clear and a bit more of a sturdy plastic. But they're throwaway. There's 40 in here. I don't think I paid a lot of them. They're 7-ounce, 7-ounce little cups, and they're really great for mixing the resin with. And then I've got myself these little lolly sticks. And these are okay for mixing in these small cups, but I'm probably going to try and find some larger ones, some taller ones, because they're a bit small. But they're okay for the little cups, but there's those as well. Jugs and things like that, you can get these anywhere, hardware store, 99p. I got mine off of eBay, fairly cheap. Sunflower oil you can get in, I don't know, Asda, Walmart, what do they call it? Grocery store. Gloves, always wear gloves. Now these are a little bit different than normal rubber gloves. These are kind of like tough ones, so they don't break as easy. So these are very good for mixing resin with, so try and get yourself some of these as well if you can. Right, here's my pressure pot. Only a tiny one, and again I've got a little compressor here, and again this is only a little tiny one as well. It's only a small thing, but it's perfect for what I need to do this in. I've just put it all inside, tightened them all up. I'm just going to put some pressure in now. I'm going to get this up to about 50, I think 50 psi, and then that'll be enough for me, and then we'll leave that for overnight. Right, there we go. So it's set at 50 psi, and that hopefully should hold pretty well. We'll come back to it in the morning. Right, another pressure pot experiment. That's the word I was looking for. Let's see how these two have turned out, shall we? So left it to overnight. Looks like the pressure has held up. I don't think it's lost anything. That's really good. Let's have a look. Ooh. So there's the clear one. That looks like it's fairly clear in there, doesn't it? Right, let's open it up. See if it drops out like the last one. So these popped out fairly well. Bit of tapping, bit of banging, and they came out. What I've done is I've kind of put them in the sander and just sort of just taken off the edges, just getting it ready to turn really. So there's that blank. I think this one could be fairly interesting. As I say, these are little pen blanks that I cut up. So like similar to this, and you're supposed to turn it into a pen. But I just chopped them all up, put it in there. So you've got kind of half of wood, so we'll expose the wood on this side, and then you've got half clear resin and lots of different pen blanks in there, which, you know, should create a funky little piece really. So there we go. So there's that one, and then we've got this one. Again, I've cleaned this one up as well. Haven't done much to it really, just sanded the bottom and sanded the top there. So you can see, you can't really see too much, but you can see a little bit of the green in there, a little bit of the orange, well actually quite a lot of the orange and yellow or whatever it was. I can't remember now when I did it, because I've done this in 2 parts. But I do think this might be fairly interesting as well. I hope it will. I hope it's not too much of just a bit of a splodge. At the moment it looks kind of just like all one colour, but I think once we get into it, I think it will be quite interesting. So there we go. So there's the 2 blanks. I'll stick the pictures up at the end, and I'll see if I can get these turned for you as soon as we can, and make another video so you can see how they come out. Hope you like that, guys. Thanks very much for watching as always. Just want to make a quick announcement, just quickly to give a bit of a shout out to another woodturner, a friend of mine who we've got talking over our different projects and things, and his name's Dave from Turning Works. Hello Dave, if you're watching. A link down below for his channel. Go and check him out. I'm sure he'd appreciate a few more subscribers to his channel. Say he's just building that up now, so and he's making some really cool things. So he's a nice chap, and he looks a little bit like me actually. Pop on over there and give him some support if you wouldn't mind. So there we go, that's me waffling on for you for another 6 minutes or so. I'm sure you're really excited about that. I've had some really great comments, guys and girls, and I really appreciate all the comments. that I get on the channel, and 95, I'd actually probably say, no, that's unfair, I'd say 99% of you are very positive and very kind, and I really do appreciate it. You get the odd one that says something stupid and ridiculous, which you do get on YouTube, unfortunately, and there are those people out there which are unfortunate, but there we go, that's just what happens. It is a bit disappointing because there's no real need for it. I'm happy to get constructive criticism. I'm happy for you to dislike the video, because if you don't like it, you don't like it. But when you get people that say, that was a waste of time, you know, why did you even bother, what a waste of wood, it's just ridiculous, really. I mean, you know, why even bother commenting something like that? They obviously don't have much else to do, so I'd rather not have those types of people on my channel, so I have no idea why people would even do that. But there we go, never mind about those people. Let's think positive. I'd like to keep it positive in the shop, like to keep it motivational for you, like to keep it happy, and that's basically what I do this for. I want to keep it happy, a nice, happy environment, a nice, motivational, positive place. And you see some good creations, hopefully. Sometimes bad ones, but hey, that's just, I'm learning as well as you're learning. So every time, you know, you're watching and learning, if you are watching to learn, that is. Obviously, I know there's some of you that just like to watch things being made. Anyway, I'm going on and on and on. But I hope you enjoy what you see in my shop. And again, I just want to say thanks for the support. The support is great, and I continue to keep trying to write back to my messages as much as I can, although they are coming in thick and fast now, and I really appreciate that. Please don't stop sending me messages, because I will try and reply to every single one. I do want to interact with you guys, and as somebody said on YouTube, one of my subscribers, that they found it quite sort of fascinating that I try to interact with you guys, whereas a lot of people don't bother. If I've missed you out, please don't feel bad. I haven't missed you out for a reason. I've just accidentally missed you for some reason. I get lots of emails coming through, and I try to respond to as many as I can do. I will probably get round to them. They might take me a few more days, that's all. So, I hope you like this video. You might notice that I have a bit of a cold in this video when I made it. I made this video about a week ago, just before Christmas, and I do have a bit of a cold, bit of a sore throat, so that's probably why I do look a little bit ill. And I'm finishing off the video. It's now after Christmas, and I'm editing it all together tonight, and I'm going to get it ready for tomorrow, which will be Friday. So again, thanks very much for watching. I will try and cut this down to a small, small as I can, so that I don't waffle on for ages and ages and bore you to death. Again, check out Dave, Turning Works. See you for the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.